Hello, this is Positive Energy again, and I am back with a quick review of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, last week was the season finale, and this weekend coming up in a couple of days, it will be the first part of the reunion, and I do believe it's a 3-part reunion. So, I know I'm a little late, but let's go ahead and talk about last week's episode. Overall, I like to start off my reviews with what kind of grade would I give for the overall review? And overall, I would say, not the review, but the show itself. I would give the show a B. Okay, it was not a bad show. It didn't have a lot of drama, which is good. It was some drama, of course. Nene, she brought her drama in there, but other than that, it really wasn't a whole lot. So we got. We have Eva and her husband and the children. They're at Eva's condo. And a week prior to that, it was the whole situation with the bridesmaids and the best friend calling up Marlo and talking about Eva's business and saying that she broke and they live in 3 different homes and the car got repossessed. I mean, all this stuff about financial messiness that for whatever reason, this woman who masqueraded as Eva's best friend decides after some falling out that she gonna spill all Eva's business. So that's that. So they're talking about it and about changing the names and Eva changed her, her name and bank accounts and all that. They're making light of the situation, but it's got to be very difficult to have that put all out there in the street. Now I don't know how much of it's true or false, but that's an unfortunate situation. Then we kind of move along to, I'm just gonna go ahead and get Portia's her gender reveal party. Now we know Portia had a little girl, and that's wonderful. Congratulations. Her theme for the party was supposed to be like the big top and a carnival and big, you got the flamethrower and the tent and all this kind of good stuff. And I don't know, whoever they hired to put this together didn't have it together. When people were arriving and they were still trying to get things together and the tent wasn't put up, and Dennis asked about that, and the person who's in charge said that the crew didn't know how to put the tent up. I really didn't understand that. I did not understand, if you are an event planner, this is what you do. How is it that your team doesn't know how to put up a tent? I don't understand that. That should have been something that should have been checked out already. I didn't get that. It just was unacceptable. It was very, but in the end, it did turn out to be, a really nice thing. And everybody that was there, with the exception of Candy and Nene, they were not there. Candy has said that, beforehand, even though Portia and Candy are okay with each other, they do not go to each other's events. Portia doesn't care for the candy coated clique, and so and for good reason. They definitely have said things about Portia. Of course, Portia would not find it favorable, so I get it. And then you got, Candy was like, well, we can just remain cordial and just not attend each other's events, and we can send a gift or what have you. So that's what Candy did. So moving right along, the big thing for the evening was Cynthia's launch party. Cynthia is having Seagram's is giving Cynthia, I guess, a particular brand of a wine cooler. It's a Bellini, peach Bellini, I think is what it is. So she's having this launch party. It looks very nice. It's at the Bailey place, and everybody, of course, everybody's invited. Everybody is there. But here's the big thing about the night. Nene and Marlo had already spoken earlier about Kenya, okay? And Nene isn't really here for Kenya. She's not here for Kenya. And we later on find out why she's not here for Kenya. So she's kind of like, she's just not here for her. And it showed. At the party, everything was going great. Cynthia's friend Mark Hill invited a lot of members of his family, which was kind of strange because, why are so many people? I can see his parents coming, or maybe a brother or sister or something, but he had cousins, and I don't know. But anyway, he brought a lot of people into the party to support. That was very nice. Even Cynthia was a little taken aback. I don't think she disliked that. I think she was just caught off guard. everything's going great until Candy and Kenya walk in together, and this is when Nene went from being okay with the party to like making sideways comments about Kenya. Oh, the monster has arrived, and just really trying to be nice, nasty. It just didn't make any sense. It's like, okay, what really happened? So apparently, Kenya played some internet game about, I don't know, who you would marry or kill, or I don't know, whatever that is. So anyway, she played some game. She named Nene as the least likable or person that you would kill or whatever it is. And they went back and forth with some different things on social media, and it became a mess, and that's just what it was. Cynthia was like, look, Kenya's still my friend. Candy's like, she's still my friend. I don't really care. Nene did care. Nene was in her feelings. Greg was with Nene at the party, and Cynthia wanted Greg to come on stage, and Nene wouldn't let him come on stage. I was like, this is really petty. It was ridiculous. I just don't get it. I really, really just don't get it. Because Greg and Cynthia don't have any ill feelings towards one another. They're fine. So I guess it's supposed to be united front, I suppose. I don't know. So anyway, so the party goes on. Everything's all great. Then we got like an additional 15 minutes. And in those 15 minutes, what we get is Cynthia and Nene. Then you got Tanya and Candy. They're all meet up. It was really a meeting between Cynthia and Nene. And they're both going back and forth about the party and whether or not Cynthia knew or didn't know that Kenya was going to be there. Come to find out, Cynthia had invited Kenya. And then Cynthia was like, well, she was invited, but I didn't get a response as to whether or not she was going to show up. Then we find out that, oh, well, Kenya didn't want to show up because she didn't want to be filmed. Then, so she knew. Bottom line is she knew. And Nene felt as though she should have been given a heads up, even if it was just to say, well, Kenya has been invited and I don't know if she's going to show up. I actually agreed with that part of it, of what Nene was saying, because if I was throwing an event and I knew that two people there did not get along, I'm going to let each person know that the other was invited to the party. Okay? I'm going to let them know. Just a FYI. So if you do not want to be in the same room or the same space with that person, then, that's up to you. That's your decision. But here's a heads up. Because some people feel very strongly about situations when they are no longer friends or don't want to associate themselves with a person that they've fallen out with. Because I'm more than likely sure that Eva would not want to be at any event that her former best friend is attending. I'm sure she wouldn't want to be there. So for good reason. So I can understand that. There was no resolve. There was just more tension there. And this is going to spill over into the reunion, as we will find out. As far as the season as a whole, I will say this. It was a very long season. I think that Nene was dealing with a lot this season, of course. And I think that, a lot of people have said that maybe she shouldn't have filmed at all. Take this season off and focus on Greg, which I was one of the people that agreed with that. But I think that Nene felt like, well, let's go ahead and film this journey and, showing people how we are working through this. I don't think she anticipated the level of stress that, she would have to endure. So that's probably why she decided to not, take a leave and just go ahead and film. Tanya, I was on the fence about her at the beginning as well. I was like, I don't know about Tanya, but I do like Tanya. She brings something very different to the show. She's classy. She's very smart. I like her. Keep her there. Good idea. Shamari, I like Shamari. I think she's a girl that likes to have a good time. I don't think she has a drinking problem. She just likes to have a good time. When she gets a chance to get out the house and away from the kids, she wants to let her hair down and have a good time. I don't see a problem with that. So good for Shamari. Cynthia, now whether or not she comes back, I'm always like, well, I like Cynthia, but if she doesn't come back, I'm okay with that. Nene, I don't know. It's always up in the air about Nene, whether or not she's going to come back. We'll see. I like Nene on the show, but this season was just really kind of trying. It was a little trying with her on the show. The rumor mill about Kenya possibly returning, I think that's going to depend on her husband because he doesn't want to film. So we'll see. Then there's also rumor about Phaedra returning. With that in mind, if, I've heard that Candy said if Phaedra does return, then she won't. Well, okay. Candy, if she doesn't return and Phaedra does, all right, we'll see. I can't blame her. So we'll see what happens. Is anyone else left? Oh, Eva. Eva's cool. Bring her back. I think she brings a different type of dynamic, new energy. Bring her back. She's cool as far as I'm concerned. So that's it for this season. And I am looking forward till Sunday to find out what's going to happen. Reunions are always so much more explosive and powerful than the season, generally speaking, because you have a chance to sit back and watch the whole season. You have a chance to look at let's see, watch the confessionals, seeing what people thought about different situations, and you also can bring us some stuff that wasn't shown on film when when the hard questions come about. So like I said, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. I'll talk to you later.